Всем пепперони. С вами Пицца-убийцы, мы продолжаем прохождение вампиров. Всем приятного просмотра и хорошего настроения. Ух, ну что ж. Пойдем прошерстим уже эти доки. Раз уж мы добрались наконец на новую территорию. Это что там? Ну-ка, здравствуйте.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Rid, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Так, вы что тут дерзкие дохуя? Вас бы, блядь, сожрал бы нахуй всех сразу.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint.
Даже
Why on
подсказки не
earth do you
узнавал
want to
бы.
talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The wet boot boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Какой напыщенный чувак, а?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and...
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really. One of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Are you so heartless that you could pull the trigger and kill someone without even blinking?
Have you looked around recently? Do you really think one more body will make a difference?
Да.
Goodbye.
Мерзкий типок, мерзкий.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Rid.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation aside.
Yes. I feel sicker than you.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted, and I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom Watts about him.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night, and then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I'll drink at night.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. A bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it, and now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is, I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing?
Why are you so...
Cynicism is the polite way to express.
Goodbye.
Jack. It didn't deserve this.
So few clients. What would the
Evening,
epidemic
miss.
know?
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Rid.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I got responsibilities. And it's not like I got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
It's a good thing you came.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Rid, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. And with the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have...
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in.
Ключ от склада. Короче, понятно, просто на склад сходить, что-то принести, да? Бухлишка.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too, I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Miss...
Ну вот и ладушки. Так, там он какая-то бабуся. Можно поговорить с бабусей. Есть ли у бабуси гуси? О, а ты что тут валяешься?
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the turquoise turtle. It's a pup.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Ну, вот что-то хорошее об этой бабульке мы уже знаем. Чё у тебя, анемия?
Do you need help?
A real... I don't know what to say.
So long.
All these whispers of monsters got folk gossiping and
Выздоравливай,
scared.
паренек.
It's people they should fear. Flesh and blood.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep.
It's locked.
Nothing but worry.
Так, сейчас что-нибудь ненужное. Что можно взять? Возьмем и побеседуем.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Ничего, славненько побеседовали. Ты что за хрен?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency, then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Пусть он немножко грубоват, но он парень вроде бы хороший.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
А, погоди, у тебя простуда.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Do you require... I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reid? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Goodbye.
Все, что ли, больше никого? Ух, ёптать. Западные доки. Ну, это, получается, самая такая, более-менее безопасная территория, где люди есть, где можно с кем-то пообщаться. А там, видимо, самый пиздос творится. Так, доки. Так, ну где-то с половиной населения я познакомился. Кому можно было помочь, помог. этим балбесам еще помочь надо. Вот этому. И вот этой. Ебать. Да это заебешься бегать так каждый раз всем от малейшего чиха помогать. Найти могильщиков. Это где? Ага. Саутуарк. Окей. А ему где помочь? Ага, там вот рядом. А ему... А, тоже в Саутуарке. А этим двоим... О, где-то здесь.
I cannot enter.
Что он
Don't you think
делает?
Miss Fishburne is nice to us? But I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
Ха. Он с крысой разговаривает. Тут я помню, я был.
It's locked, all right.
О, окровавленное колье. От Сеймура его любимой матери Стелле.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Раздражительный, но очень дружелюбный человек. Он признался мне, что потерял жаль, который хотел подарить матери. Если это его успокоит, то, возможно, мне стоит найти пропавший подарок. Но это понятно.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
Have you no remorse? You don't even deny your crimes.
I have many weaknesses, Dr. Reed, but lying about who I am ain't one of them.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum. I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Блять. Проебал подсказку.
Goodbye, mi-
Да ёбаный в рот.
Another disgusting ghoul did it, don't you think? I don't think so.
Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Sean Hampton's trail.
Блядь. Не, ну огнемет это жестко. Ёбаный в рот. Сука, с огнеметчиком не мне это. Непросто. А чё у него там по этим... По иммунитетам? Застрелить, может, его? Отлично. Просто, блять, охуенно. Пиздарики тебе, скотина. Сука, ну... Сука. Еще и ворота закрылись, блять. Я-то хотел, думал, на улицу выбежать. По одному будут выбегать, буду гасить. А, ну вон как получилось. Бля, ну огнемет это вообще жестко. Да еще эти пиздюки там мешают. Блядь, даже дробовик не особо-то помогает. Гандон. Нет, дробовик не помогает. Придется в танцульки играть, блядь, постоянно. Пиздить его. Блядь. Да заеб ты, блядь. Охуеть. Как их пиздить-то, блядь? Ай, сука. Ой, ладно, вся прочая та хуйня, которая творилась до этого. Но, блядь, вот огнемет. Это уже прям перебор какой-то. Ну давай быстрей. Ой, нихуя. Этот еще мешается. Больше не мешается. Собака. Я ж тут уже был. Он с той стороны сюда первый раз переместился. Опачки. Дверь отперта. Газетная статья. Юноша арестован за покушение на убийство. Вчера вечером полиция арестовала молодого человека по имени Том Уотс за покушение на убийство в знаменитом ресторане «Серебряный колокол» на Персиваль-стрит. Примерно минуту подозреваемый стоял перед рестораном, целясь в посетителей из пистолета. 2 свидетеля немедленно сообщили об этом в полицию. Уотс дал себя арестовать, но отказался объяснять свои действия и лишь назвал свое имя. Полицейский, который ответил на наши вопросы, подтвердил, что пистолет был заряжен. Скорее всего, теперь суд его величества покарает Уотса по всей строгости закона. Юноша отправится в тюрьму, по крайней мере, на несколько лет. Хрена себе. Старая инфа, видимо, по нему. Ух ты ж. Рукояти, вся хуйня, вот это вот. Опа.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Чё? Мне кажется, ли тут что-то... просто отблеск. Ну, в принципе, раз уж мы здесь и переместиться сюда проще простого, то можно бутылки сразу отдать. А потом вернуться туда и продолжить.
Welcome back.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time, a proud wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. Selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened, staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Да. Не особо-то хорошо он поступил.
This is despicable. I have this first. It's locked, all right.
Так, как же мне справиться с этими мудозвонами внутри, а?
There's one of them! Watch yourself! Crush the leech! Some of this! Die,
Блять. Сука, нет, 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 нет. Сука. 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 Блять. Блять. Пей, 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 пей.
Crush the leech, boys! Oh my, vermin! Die, baby! Burn it, boys!
Блять! Сука! Я запиздил этого пидораса, но вот эти приспешники его меня добили. Сука. Пидорас. Пидорасина. Че, мне по новой его пиздить теперь, нет? Нет, слава богу.
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Фу. Самое главное, значит, надо было запиздить их главаря. А на них насрать. Откуда они тут нахрен прыгали, блядь? Как петушары на жердочках сидели. Сука. Так. Ну что ж, теперь этот район надо обыскивать. Весь осматривать, смотреть, что здесь, да как. Бля, сильные говнюки. Блять. Да, блять, скотина ты. Вот и не выебывайся.
This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
Блять. Не дохуя ли у тебя уровень высокий для меня, а? Пиздец. Пошел ты в задницу, блядь. Ух ты, косарь целый опыта, нихуя себе. Вот это ебануться. Вот это я богат. А что, мне по-любому здесь что ли идти? Ёбушки. Ты дебил, блядь. Скотина. А я думал, будет заперт. Ух, ёптать. 2 амбала, блядь. А, мне туда надо. О, теперь тут, наверное, можно будет пройти. Да. Значит, все-таки оно правда. Это значит, когда дверь отперта, туда можно будет пройти. Так. Это похоже на убежище, не? Не. Походу, просто помещение. А убежищем это было бы вполне себе уютным. Похоже на какой-то паб. Правда, заброшенный. О, тут мирные жители. Да, ну подождите, мне бы это... Я поговорю со всеми вами, но... Мне бы убежище сначала посетить. Вот, дверь отперта. Сюда можно будет вернуться. Удобно. А много у меня патрон-то. Ой, а у меня пистолет есть еще новый. Он типа скорострельный, да? Но слабый. Мне еще одну деталь вот сюда, на крошечную часть хорошей рукояти. И все. А, блин, а что по лекарству? Так. Вот так вот. Так, ну все, тогда здесь остановимся и в следующей серии продолжим. Так что подписывайтесь на канал, на группу ВКонтакте, ставьте лайки, пишите комментарии. Всем спасибо за просмотр и всем пока.